Yeah, one of the few disables that actually sticks on him gets past the Ravage. I mean, Silver Edge is a great item. You can burst down Doom if you pick up somebody who's a Silver Edge carrier, but Doom just feels like an incredibly solid hero right now. A lot of time we're seeing like someone people build Midas on it. Try to take it to the ultra late game, get the double Doom off in the team fights. But even though it feels like an okay counter pick to the Morphling, they ban out the Morphling this game. I guess they just don't want to deal with Goes to Belay on that hero. So lots of respect to him. One of the I guess hero specialties that's still inside the pool that Goes to Belay plays is the Terror Blade though. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that one banned out next. Usually people want to get rid of that one against him.
Yeah, that is definitely a hero you have to be worried about, and it does create like a secondary Doom target, which makes Tidehunter's game easier because you want to make sure that he doesn't get the Sunder off. But they're gonna go ahead and leave it in the pool for now, so we might be seeing the Coast to Be like Terrorblade, which would be exciting. I'm gonna pick up Ogre Magi here on Hokori, a hero we haven't actually seen all that much of.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for a lot of heroes to harass it out of lane. So when you match it up against the Enchantress, it makes a little bit more sense. He has so much armor to work with, so much HP regen that you're not doing the same amount of harass, clicking him down with a creep. It also pairs well with like I don't know, like a
Dire must choose.
I'd probably go for something like a Phantom Lancer or a Terrorblade of their own here on Hokori. They take Wraith King on 4 Zoomers. That's a hero that's seen a lot less play recently.
Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure about this. It is a hero that you just can't afford to doom, which is nice, like from the carrier role.
Hmm.
But like you said, there's still heroes like Phantom Lancer in the pool. I mean, even Anti Mage, um, that aren't bad. The thing is that Tidehunter is quite good against them in the lane. But we've seen yesterday what happened. Like Tidehunter did a great job at beating the Phantom Lancer in the lane, and then the Phantom Lancer just goes to jungle and accelerated his game from there. And it's looking like a pretty great Phantom Lancer game right here.
Yeah, you'll be able to get away from the Enchantress, the Clockwork. You'll be able to fight into the Wraith King in the late game. And again, the PL, even though the Tidehunter, like you said, is very good against the lane, the combination of Anchor Smash and Kraken Shell makes it so you can't really damage the Tidehunter. But once you have the Diffusal Blade picked up, you burn down all of his mana very quickly. And even if he's not dead, if he's not spamming his spells inside the team fight, the hero feels very useless. And there it is. Like
Yeah.
we were talking about. PL, it just made too much sense here.
They'll probably ban out the Leshrac and the Ember Spirit. I would imagine on Hokori here for the mid lane. Like it is something that Gunner can play very well. His Ember Spirit specifically. So there's no way that one's getting through. You have to find a hero that can deal with it from mid. Otherwise, I don't know what your answer is going to be here. Because none of these heroes deal well with it.
No, you've got a lot of single target damage. I think you right now in Hokori you want to get rid of. I
There's
think
a
it would
Lesh.
be Leshrac, so that's one of the heroes from the mid lane. And what was the other one you said? Sorry,
Ember.
Ember. Yeah, I mean it's that's the Gunner special, right?
Yeah, it's a Gunner special and it's a good PL hero. So it's got to be Lesh Ember. It has to be.
Yeah,
I don't know what other options you would take here over that.
I mean
I
I
might
would
be
be
overlooking something, but those are the obvious ones to me.
I'd be a little bit worried about the Invoker. The Cataclysm combination with the Ravage is still a little bit scary. You can also hold people into place. They
They
ban out the
ban the
Invoker
Invoker.
themselves on 4 Zoomers.
It's good against Ember is the thing. Yep, there it
Yeah,
is.
and so they ban out the Ember Spirit. Yep.
We're just
Excellent
on
call
it
there,
today,
Ricky.
Neff. First game of the day. We're just, calling all the
Ricky,
shots here. We might as well be
you're-
drafting.
Yeah, you're too smart and you're too handsome, Ricky. You know that?
I know.
Happy to be here with you, buddy.
Thanks, Neff.
What are we thinking for last pick? I mean, you're gonna have difficulty burning through any of these heroes. You just need more damage. They end up grabbing the Tinker. Not what I'd expect.
This is something Gunner has been playing a lot recently.
Mhm.
As an avid Gunner stream watcher myself, he kind of picks these in the games where he's like, all right, I'm done. I don't want to like deal with this anymore. I'm gonna pick Tinker and I'm gonna like solo carry this game. And this might be one of those situations where he just doesn't have a choice and has to play Tinker. It's not bad against the PL once you have the Ags because of the way the laser works, but that is a really good Timbersaw pick.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. You play against 3 strength heroes. It's gonna be able to burn down the Wraith King inside the lane and deal with the Clockwork fairly well. I mean, it can be difficult to get away from the Clockwork if it's on top of the battle result, but outside of that, the Timbersaw looks like an amazing pickup here. Gunner's going to be okay against anybody who can do magical burst against Timbersaw at the start. He's got to be a little bit worried because a lot of time Timbersaw is going to be sitting at around half HP that he sits at in order to build up his reactive armor stacks. but if he can manage to stay up at high HP, get himself an early Hood of Defiance, get himself like maybe 1 or 2 HP items at the start as well, I think it's gonna be too difficult to bring him down. I think I prefer Hokori's lineup going to this one though. I think the PL pick is way too good against Zoomer's heroes. Gunner, like, he could just permahex RDO in the late game, but he's gonna have his work cut out for him, especially if there's like a Doom and a Lion with Blink Daggers looking around for him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see how it works. I do think that the Tinker is going to do okay. My biggest concern now is that this Wraith King does not have a game because of the Timbersaw. Because he does need to definitely come online before this Phantom Lancer. I don't think you bother with the Radiance build anymore. As in the past, like that was the, one of the reasons that Wraith King wasn't bad into the PL is you'd go for like an early Radiance and just try and use that evasion and the AoE burn to deal with it. But if I'm the Wraith King here, I think I just go Armlet like Deso BKB and just try and kill people. And hope that you can end the game before this Phantom Lancer gets 4-slotted.
I mean, that's difficult to get super farmed very quickly on the Wraith King, especially when the Tinker effect is in play, where Tinker moves around the map and eats up the majority of the farm and keeps the lane shoved out so often.
Yeah, you're right. That is a hard thing to consider. I mean, Tinker nowadays doesn't do that as much because he can fight so early with the change to his like Ags, but you're right. Like a lot of the map just like ceases to exist when there's a Tinker in the game. Smoke from both teams here.
Yeah. This is going to be a good game, man. I'm very excited to see Thunder Predator up, the old Thunder Predator lineup up again. I'm a big Leo style fan, although he's no longer my favorite SA player. It's now El Misho. I'm very fickle like that.
So what you're saying is you bandwagon a little bit.
I'm a bandwagoner.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once they start getting like really popular, I stop being interested in the players at all because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm only interested in indie players.
You're like the hipster of Dota 2, Talent neph.
Thank you. Hurtful, but true.
Yeah, I like this player before anyone.
Yeah. Now that he's like mainstream and really good at the game and is like won a TI, I don't really like him so much anymore. Oh my. They're putting a lot of pressure on right now on the Zoomer side. But fighting into the clockwork at the start of the game, you have to be pretty worried. He's got a win lace here on Z-Freak, so if they get on top of any of the heroes, they know they're just dead, so.
Yeah, they have a strong level 1. It makes sense. Moo? Debating on contesting Gardic for this, but Ogre strong.
Dude, Moo's doing it. He baited him.
What a game.
You see what he did right there?
No, I was busy looking at the other one.
Oh, I guess there's fighting going on over here, but it looks like it's just ended. He walked like away from the rune, got the Ogre to follow him, went in front of the Ogre and started body blocking him while walking towards the rune.
What a gamer.
Yeah.
Moo's so good.
Big Moo fan.
Oh,
here.
wait a minute. It's analog mid on the Doom. I mean, it makes sense. It's Vitaly's Timbersaw. I just hadn't considered it at the time, but this means Doom is going to be super farmed.
Yeah, it is. He's normally pretty farmed in the mid lane to begin with. He doesn't do that good at clearing at the wave super quickly and moving over to the small camps, unfortunately. But at the very least, he's going to do a decent job of contesting against the Tinker's farm inside the lane.
Doom is a hero that has like pretty good damage scaling, right? Like he has 3.7 strength per level and his base damage is pretty high, has a Quelling Blade. Like it should be pretty easy to CS here on analog.
Yeah. And he's one of the heroes that can also run down the Tinker inside the lane here. Like if Tinker pushes into the tower and like with 2 points to Scorch Earth and maybe one neutral creep ability.
Top lane, Vitaly? You got pretty low, but it looks like he's going to be fine. Husky? Wait a minute. He's getting baited. Almisho? Nah, it doesn't go for the stun there.
No. Adios sitting pretty low down here in the bottom lane, fighting against Moo. Moo already cutting creeps.
This is what we saw yesterday, right? Like, it was a pretty strong lane the first few levels for the Tidehunter, but then he just eventually starts ignoring him. Vitali here gets level 2, so that reactive armor now a lot more difficult for Husky to deal with. But Kostabile comes in, they get the Wraithfire Blast for the first blood. And
he doesn't even have to leave the creep wave for that one. He just does the Fire Blast off, gets the kill.
He's like, thank you.
Thank you for bringing that over here, Husky.
Eager to know Dire's
Well,
whereabouts.
first blood for the Wraith King's quite good. I mean, we talked about how it is really important for him this game to get off to a good start. I'm really curious what build he decides to go for here on Kostabile. Like, he might go for like the Midas rush right into Radiance, or he might go Midas. I think if you go Radiance, you go Midas Radiance. Otherwise, this Glove of Haste could just be an armlet. So we'll see. I'm excited just to kind of follow his item progression this game.
Yeah, I mean, Armlet is seen as like one of the best, or like the best strength hero item for damage. Gives you 75 damage right now when it's activated, which is just absolutely insane. Tons of armor as well, so that's probably what he's going for. But in the past, we have seen Wraith Kings just when they're going the phase boots build, they build an armlet anyways. Like Glove of Haste anyway, just because it helps your farming speed so much. The 20 attack speed for 450 gold is very good.
Super valuable.
Yeah. But again, we'll have to see. A lot of people don't really go Hand of Midas on Wraith King anymore. The only person who still does that is Hector.
Hector, yeah.
The man refuses to change.
Top lane, Lion. He's going for the 2-man stun, able to line that one up, so he's gonna be able to back on out. Kostabile though, taking a lot of damage here, turns around onto Vitali. You're not gonna be able to trade against the Timbersaw here.
Yeah, I mean, he can do it for now, at least exist in the laning games, and because there's no point in the Whirling Death yet. As a strength hero, he's pretty happy about Vitali doing that. The Timber Chain, going for the Timber Chain is actually a little bit strange to me, just due to the fact that it only does 70 pure damage now. They nerfed that one down from 100 a little while ago.
I think part of it was the mobility at level 1 and 2, or at level 1 specifically. Like, if you use like Whirling Death in lane, or well, we'll come back to it. Speaking of Whirling Death, gets Wraith King super low, and I mean, they saw this Enchantress peel off the lane. They used that time to get the kill. But level 1, if you use Whirling Death on the wave, they'll just kill you, right? Like, you have no mobility at that point. Your entire survivable kit, all of your like mobility in your kit is just gone.
Yeah. I guess so. The only time you get, I guess, the Whirling Death when you're up against strength hero in the mid lane to start, or I guess in the mid lane to begin with, to secure yourself some CS. El Misho, he's dropping very low here.
Bottom lane, Moo is as well, but El Misho is gonna be able to make it out. It looks like he is. Husky does get the auto attacks, 5 HP.
Man ran the numbers.
El Misho's good, man. He's good.
That's why he's my favorite. I'm a bandwagoner, man.
I don't blame you, man. That guy's gonna have a bus full of people on this pretty soon.
Yeah, and then I'm not gonna be a fan anymore. Once everyone realizes how good he is. Timbersaw now 2 points into the reactive armor. Once he hits 3, it's gonna be a little bit easier for him to exist inside the lane. But right now we're at that stage that I was talking about. He's sitting at level 4. He's at half HP the majority of the time. Tinker, once he hits level 6, he gets the free boots of travels. He's just gonna head to base, TP top, and then kill this Timbersaw. I feel that's what, at least that's what I think Gunner's going to do. Maybe he'll try to farm up his Blink Dagger first. The fact that this guy gets like a free 2,500 gold item is absolutely insane.
What are you talking about? It's just 2,000 gold, realistically, because you still have to buy boots.
He's not buying boots.
I mean, you will eventually, I think. I've seen a lot of Tinkers, I think, still buy brown boots. But he might go the Blink and Soul Ring first.
Yep. Walking, after all, is for chumps.
Yeah, why walk when you can teleport everywhere?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm a big fan of his red laser. This thing is so cool.
Well, I think you might be right about the boots theory, by the way. Because it looks like he's about to get... Doom's thinking about walking at him right now. He doesn't have... Why doesn't Doom have boots? He bought himself Gloves of Haste first.
He's going just the Midas, man. Just raw Midas. He's got 3 points in the Devour. Yeah, I'm also not a huge fan of this choice either, but...
I think what you want right now is El Misho to... either El Misho or Gardic to put a ward up on the cliff nearby the Dire tier 1 tower. Nearby their jungle, so whenever Tinker goes to roam over there, like, you can do a wraparound, or Doom can just walk him down, punish Gunner for not having boots. If you get boots on your Doom and Scorched Earth him down. Just walk in with Doom, Scorched Earth, and he's dead.
All right. Top lane, a rotation in from Z-Freak, and of course, we're going to see Gunnar come up here on the Tinker. Can they actually hold him in place is the question. 4 points in the lasers, a lot of pure damage if he can get on top of Vitaly, and he will be able to do it. Finding that first kill with that easy rotation. Again, this is all just the benefit of Tinker, having those free boots of travel like you were talking about. But overall, great rotation in from Z-Freak as well, as they really do need the damage from the Clockwork to find that kill.
And the Toad of Defiance just came out way too slowly. At this point, minutes in, if he'd had the Toad of Defiance and maybe he survives that one, he at least tanks up the majority of the battery assault damage with the barrier. But there's the heavy punishment for him. And he's almost got his Blink Dagger already on Gunnar. Just needs another this last hit on the range creep.
Yeah.
There it is.
Vitaly does have his Midas completed. It is on the courier right now, so he's going to have that 7 minutes, level 4 Devour and Midas done, which, I mean, this is about as fast as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to use the Midas, right? Oh, he's going to go Midas. Yeah, there it is. Oh, no. Yeah, good luck ganking him with the Enchantress when he just eats your creeps instantly.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing that I think they're concerned about right now on 4 Zoomers is Tinker rotations up onto the Timber Saw. Because again, no Hooded Defiance quite yet. I think that's where he wants to go, and he should leave the Clockwork or the Enchantress in the mid lane.
Vitaly did struggle, like net worth wise, like coming out of the like I wouldn't say the lane stage is necessarily over. A lot of the lanes are still fairly static, but as far as like net worth goes, like he is below everybody on the core list. And this is what you would consider a favorable lane. But yeah, the stun in the rotation from Gunnar. He's going to start refreshing this, but a nice stun from El Misho to cancel that.
Yeah, that positioning was very important.
He's got help, but Husky on the backside has a DD rune. Gunnar might just go in, try and finish them off. Nah, doesn't want to risk it.
Doesn't have a soul ring.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the mana to use his laser. Needs that soul ring before he can contribute too much. But yeah, that stun was very important to get off onto the Tinker there. Without that, he just runs it, Timbers on, kills him again.
Yeah, Vitaly definitely dies there if he gets that.
Yeah, he wasted a little bit of time. In fact, he canceled his TP the mid lane. I'm not sure why he did that.
Maybe he thought he was going to go somewhere else, but they were just waiting to see Doom, and it's working. Z-Freak finds him in the mid lane, and Gunnar with a refresh here. That pure damage, he gets the kill. Now his second one here of the game. El Misho with a stun there to peel Z-Freak off himself, but Gunnar back to base. Tinker.
There it is.
Doing the work.
He's got the soul ring now. Before, he's only able to drop like 2 combos of his spells before he could do before he had to head back to base. And now it can exist for a little while longer. They did increase the mana cost of the laser and then they increased the mana cost of the heat-seeking missiles.
They also managed to find an arcane ring, which is quite good. An extra 10 int goes a long way on this hero, especially the like slight mana regen bonus part of it is also not bad.
Look away. I want to look away from Tinker for a little while. I want to look at some of these other heroes. Been focusing too much on Gunnar. As much as we like to say it's the gun show, Moo's pretty farmed right now. Phantom Lancer decided not to lane against him. He has himself out of Defiance, so with all the heavy magical damage they have on their team, they're going to struggle to get the kill off onto him. I think he's just at some point here backdoor the tower. Or sorry, not backdoor the tower. Just cut the wave and then run at this Ogre magic underneath the tower.
Yeah, I think they're getting ready to do so. They've got a really big wave here. The flare revealing Gardic, and we're going to go ahead and see a TP in. First one's going to be Vitaly here on the Timber Saw. Moo super far back behind the tower with... Okay, they actually commit the Doom. He didn't have the mana for Ravage.
Yeah, burn down there. I think he popped his soul ring and ended up going through a little bit more than he thought he would with the anchor smash and the gushes. This is one of the nerfs. Oh no, his barrier is the thing that did that. He ran out of mana for his Ravage because he popped the barrier.
Ah, that would make sense. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they forced some heroes to the bottom lane, but it's kind of been a nice change of pace for RDO, right? Like, he has been able to kind of catch back up in net worth, exactly what we saw yesterday from this, like, PL versus Tidehunter matchup. Mid lane, Z-Freak just runs down El Misho there with the hook shot. That's pretty much just going to be the fate of the Lion this game. He needs a really early force staff, and yeah, he has it queued up as we speak.
Yeah, he got hit by 2 heat-seeking missiles as well while he was there. So there's no way he's going to survive that one. Way too much damage he just took. You do have to worry about just like the kills coming out of nowhere against the Tinker and the Clockwork, the tech strat, so to speak.
I'm about it, man.
Yeah.
So we didn't really talk about Costabile. This is a lane stage, but he did end up going the phase armlet build, so he does just want to dish out the damage. And like I said, I think this is the best way to play the hero in this matchup. Going for the Radiance, just gonna take too long. And you're gonna want to get active once this Tinker has like his second item, that Aghanim Scepter completed. Top lane, Tinker actually goes down, gets found by El Micho and RDO. That is a huge death.
Yep. Great positioning once again by El Micho, predicting where the Tinker is going to go, and he does a tip out of. This is why he's my favorite player, Ricky. This is why. There's gonna be action happening in the bottom lane now. They're running in Vitality.
4 heroes here. There's the hook shot coming through, and Timbersaw, you're tanky, but probably not tanky enough here. They even commit the Ravage to make sure he cannot Timber Chain away, and Vitali, one impetus from downtown Husky, gets the tower as well as the kill.
Yep, but a 1-for-1 trade. Mu immediately going to TP over to the mid lane after that, and he's actually going for the Aghanim Scepter as his second item. So he's looking to help clear out these PL illusions. I mean, it makes sense. Getting that and the extra minus armor talent.
It's really important. We saw this yesterday out of Monkeys Forever, actually. He just went the Aghanim Scepter into a Refresher, and you didn't really need the Blink Dagger right away. Like, you just actually contribute so much to the fights with the AoE Gush. It's a lot of damage, it's a lot of minus armor, and enabling a hero like Wraith King, who is just going to be raw physical damage with this armlet build, it's probably going to pay off pretty well.
Yep. It also lets you keep your distance out of the team fight and still contribute quite a bit, because again, if you're playing right next to the Phantom Lancer, he's going to get on top of you with all of his illusions. Your man's going to get burned down, and suddenly you're not going to be doing anything. But with the defeats still not even completed yet on RDO, Mu is in a great spot.
Z-Freak looking to find someone. He knows that they're here, but hasn't found them exactly. There's a ward up on that high ground. Scouting out the Clockwork Analog, going for the Blink or the BKB before going for the Blink Dagger, but El Micho is actually pretty close to his Force Staff. That's a big pickup for him.
Yeah, getting people away getting away from the Clockwork, getting Talon away from the Clockwork is very important.
Looking mid lane here on Vitali. They get the hook shot. The Gush comes through. He manages to Timber Chain out of the cogs, so he's gonna be all right.
Yep. Gunner's just gonna TP out as well. He's got a hasten, but he can't do anything with this one.
Ooh, scan comes out. Z-Freak, he's gonna find El Micho. Just kind of staring him down like, what's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Just taking some XP here from the Analogs, Doom.
Yeah, El Micho is waiting, though. Another 7 seconds here, and he's going to have his finger. And at that point, I think they're just going to go around and kill him.
They're definitely going to try. He's got the cogs to drop him here, making it really difficult to get on top of him. And it might just be a bait, because if the Tinker manages to find El Micho at all, he is in trouble. Just a couple spells is all that's needed.
Yep. All right, shoes on the other foot now. Z-Freak is gonna pop that clarity probably, but he's got his hook shot up now. He doesn't manage to use. Yeah, there he goes. He doesn't have anything to use. He doesn't have to use things outside of his hook shot, but once the clarity gives him up a little bit, he'll be able to. And at that point, Lion's in a lot of trouble because he did not have that Force Staff just yet. It's flying out to him now.
Let's take a look. Double Force Staff being done, actually, as Ogre has his queued up. A little bit further away, obviously, being the 5 and all, but we'll get it eventually. Analog, almost to that BKB. They are going to see Z-Freak here.
Yeah.
But El Micho managed to get found by the big watermelon, and a nice attempt here from the line. That would have been a really sick wraparound, but yeah, there's no way out. That is a impetus from the high ground.
You did your best.
Nice try.
He's going back for the Radiance. No!
This is good. I mean, he's able to fight early right now if he's able to. I mean, what other item do you get to fight against a PL as the Wraith King?
I mean, you can't be the one that deals the PL. But bottom lane, they managed to find the Doom. Nice setup there into that hook shot, and we'll find the kill.
Yeah, but we're 16 minutes in. He's almost got enough money for the Sacred Relic, man. Radiance is going to come online.
I guess he is really farmed. I hadn't considered the fact that it's only 16 minutes, and he's about to. I mean, he's gonna have a pre-20 Radiance with phase armlet, so that's that's actually really good. On the bottom side here, they're going to find the Enchantress, picked off there by Vitaly and Elmisho. Plenty of burst damage to deal with her. Moving the mid lane. Still going for that Aghanim Scepter. Nothing's really changed there. Where are we at on RDO? Does have the Diffusal done, on his way to his Manta style. Okay.
Yep. I think he's going to need Taz resistance this game, so I'm not crazy about the Manta style.
Does it dispel the Shrink Ray from the Aghanim Scepter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It does do that. All right, that's why he's got it. It's the laser and the Shrink Ray, the blind chance. What am I thinking?
Yeah, it's like the laser is a big deal. If he doppelgangers and gets lasered, they're like, all right, well, good luck. Gunner, gotta be careful here.
He's gonna be just fine.
He was trying to find out if any of those illusions were real with the heat-seeking missile, and found out that they were not indeed. Z-Freak, dude, Elmisho has been just right outside of this ward vision.
Yeah, I mean, Elmisho's caught out the Tinker. Well, he's caught out the Tinker twice now. One time it resulted in the Tinker's death. So Z-Freak's playing bodyguard right now. Gonna be playing, wherever Gunner's going to be, wherever they think the line is going to be, then trying to punish him. So that's essentially the game right now, is Lion hunts for Tinker, and Clockwork tries to hunt for the Lion, who's hunting for the Tinker. They know it's pretty safe down the bottom lane, so you don't need to play there right now on Z-Freak, though. Well, this allows both carries to farm, and goes to Belay. In just a moment here, he's going to have this Radiance finished up.
The Skeleton Bros have managed to take down the bottom tier 2 tower. Classic Wraith King effect of just being able to farm on the bottom side of the map and apply pressure. And Husky's almost taken down the mid tier 1 as well. Slowly chipping it down. Have they finally seen Elmisho here on this ward? I actually don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
On this spot.
Oh, they finally saw him. Okay, they just saw him.
It immediately starts backing out of it, hitting the creeps once.
Mid lane. Skeleton's cleaned up there by Vitaly. Didn't want to give up that mid tower. Makes sense. All right, Radiance is done, man, on the Wraith King. He's on his way to the Shard.
Yeah, once the Shard's done, he's going to be able to take a fight against the enemy team. I mean, he needed to wait until the 20-minute mark anyways, but PL's Diffusal Blade is going to be pretty useless against him.
PL and Doom are incredibly farmed. I mean, they are in front of this Wraith King. You've got this Diffusal Manta done. You've got this Midas at BKB on the way to the Blink Dagger here from Analog. They lose the mid tier 1, but it looks like they want to go ahead and try and contest, take the other. Gunner going to start dropping these missiles and drops those lasers. They do a lot of damage.
He's going to go for the Aether Lens next.
Vitaly?
He's going to be just fine.
God, that is some damage.
He's got Wand with 20 charges right now as well. So he's got Sanj, Essence Ring, Pit of Defiance. They are able to burst him pretty quickly, but he also heals up very fast. It's the Shrink Ray, right?
Yeah, he's already got it. It does Shrink Ray, and it bounces once.
Elmisho finally going to go down up here in the top lane.
Gunner with the counter tip.
He's waiting for that for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gunner.
Z-Freak? Oh, he doesn't have hookshot. Okay. They just used it.
Yep. And to punish Elmisho for being a little bit too cheeky up there.
They do know about that ward, though, Z-Freak. Revealing that.
Alright, he just about has the Aghanim Scepter now on the Tidehunter. He just needs another 300 gold. Aghanim Shard is now done on the Wraith King. He's gonna finish a Magic Wand at this point in the game for some reason. But they're gonna be ready to fight now as soon as his Ag's done on the Tidehunter. This is the last major item timing that they're looking for.
We do have the blink done on Analog. RDO on his way to the Heart of Tarrasque. This all makes sense to me.
Yep. The Aghanim Scepter is being flown out to Tidehunter right now, so they're going to be looking for a fight. They've hit critical mass on these heroes, and PL, he's still a long way off. Well, he's only about halfway to his heart right now.
Going in, see who they find. Hookshot comes out. They catch Gardic on the Ogre. Analog walking in, pops the Doom onto the Tidehunter. That's the target you want to go on, but you're going to be fighting inside the entirety of the 4 Zoomers lineup. There's going to be the buyback. Analog getting kited out. They've managed to find Gunner on the backside. He gets cut and taken down Well done there by the supports. Tidehunter still has that Ravage, wants to use it, but he falls last second. Husky able to take down that Timbersaw, but you've lost RDO, or RDO rather, taking down the Wraith King. Reincarnation's gonna get popped there, trying to come back into the game, but it's not gonna matter. The 4 Zoomers crumbling here under the damage of this Phantom Lancer. They did not connect on these heroes like they wanted, and it's gonna cost them all 5.
Kited around and caught in the back line. The Timbersaw is Blink Dagger disabled. Oh, sorry, the Tinker is Blink Dagger disabled by the Timbersaw at the very start of that. Then after that, El Misho getting on top of him. If they can't protect the Tinker on the back line, everything else just kind of falls apart. And the fact that they couldn't get out the Ravage to save the Tinker and like stun everybody everywhere else in the team fight made things even worse. They played that perfectly on Hokori. So even though like that was their timing, they wanted to go forward and make a move onto Hokori. They didn't get the initiation they wanted off there. So because of that, they just fell apart. Like you said, the damage from this PL, even though he's not that tanky yet, if you can't get the proper initiation off onto him, you just straight up lose the fight. That's exactly what happened there. They were sitting on the triangle. They tried to move up to the triangle, and you know, they just got outplayed with superior positioning after Tinker got jumped.
Yeah, I mean, the Doom did a great job. He just, you know, popped the BKB, Doom, and ran at this Tidehunter and made sure that there was no chance he was going to get this ability off. And Tide ended up making the mistake of crossing paths with the Timbersaw. I think if he just kept his distance from the Timbersaw, he was going to be able to come back and pop that Ravage, potentially turning that fight for them. But
well, he was moving towards the Tinker in that team fight because he wanted to get the Ravage off as soon as the Doom expired and save the Tinker there because a bunch of heroes were on top of him. But the Tinker just happened to go down first, and then Timbersaw was able to change his target there. That was too difficult for him. That was just you know, well coordinated team fight there by Hokori.
Yep, absolutely.
Four Zoomers just overconfident with the items that they just completed. Like, you feel so strong with the Armlet Radiance on your Wraith King. Your Timbersaw has a Blink Dagger egg and a Scepter. Your Tidehunter had just gotten his eggs, but all of it fell apart. You weren't able to actually use any of your items there.
I mean, this is what I just don't like about the Radiance Wraith King. Like, I feel like it's still not even good against Phantom Lancer. But, like, even with his items, this Radiance or whatever, it doesn't really mean that Wraith King wins the fight. Wraith King still loses the fight. He just loses slower. And I feel like if you're the Wraith King here, if you just have like Deso and a Blink Dagger, you just try and kill the supports. Like, you just blink, you kill Ogre, or you blink and you kill Lion, or you blink and you kill the Doom. Like, having just raw physical damage might just be a better option, especially with the Timbers or the Tidehunter like Gush Ags, but it just feels so weird.
I don't know, you kind of need to deal with the Phantom Lancer illusions though, and disable, I guess, the Blink Dagger of the Doom and the Blink Dagger of the Lion's going to come out eventually as this game goes on. I'll pause again. I am with you though. I think that like the physical burst damage in order to take these heroes out is pretty important, but the only like reliable stun that you have to set things up if you're going to kill this Phantom Lancer is like the Ravage, and followed up by your own stun with the Wraith Fire Blast. So I think it's going to be too tricky to actually stay on top of these targets and hit them. So the Radiance kind of had to come out so you can passively do damage in these fights. Once he's got the BKB, it'll be a little bit easier though.
Yeah, that is true. But RDO is almost to the hardest to ask. I mean, once you pick that one up, I think your window of killing this PL is over.
It's a lot harder. I mean, Tinker's obviously going to be able to do a ton of damage with the shrink rate and percentage-based damage, but it's going to be a lot more difficult, yeah.
They managed to just go in and sneak the Roshan here. They did smoke up, and they're on their way over, but a little bit too late. I think the pauses may have taken them out of the game for a moment too long. Moo is the one who takes the Aegis. Hookshot comes in. They take down Vitali, rather holding him in place. Z-Freak falling low, but Timbersaw still quite taky. He goes in, he catches the Ravage. Doom didn't get the BKB off. He's going to be able to do it now. Pops the Doom onto the Tide, but he's the one with the Aegis. He doesn't care. In comes Gunner. This is where the Tinker shines. If he can keep vision of these heroes.
Yeah, I don't know. That was like a panic Doom as he started to walk away. That is doing absolutely nothing to the Tidehunter. Like you said, he already used the Ravage. He has the Aegis. It was not the target you wanted to go. I mean, maybe you end up getting away because the Tidehunter's Doom there. He's not spamming Gush off onto you.
Yeah, that might be true.
4 seconds slow with 40% 4 seconds slow, and you lose a bunch of armor. But yeah, that one looked pretty awkward. So they're not going to be able to take a fight for a little while here, it seems. The heart is almost done on the Phantom Lancer, though. He just needs another 500 gold. And then he can run to the center of these team fights.
That tier 2 tower is taking a lot of damage here and might end up falling. I mean, you've still got the Wild Wing Ripper as well as Costabile's summoned skeletons, and he can summon more if he wants, but doesn't look like he needs to. They'll just take the tier 2 tower here. The first one of the game gonna go down.
Yep. RDO.
Tinker now level 18, so he has the bots to essentially hookshot in. He's managed to caught Vitali as well, and gonna be able to Timber Chain out. Oh my goodness, Z-Freak goes down.
That's a Kaya Sanj Timbersaw. He's got the 8% spell amplification talent as well. He's completely melted that guy. But now that PL has the heart, he's going to feel confident enough to just run at these heroes.
Has a lot of pure damage really fast. I mean, took a good amount from the tower as well, over 500 damage, but yeah, that Timbersaw's pure damage is substantial.
Yep.
I mean, if you trade there and you get the Timbersaw for the Clockwork, super value, right? You don't mind, but him barely escaping is rough for the Zoomers there. A smoke up from Hokori. They do want to fight, but there is going to be a scan that catches them.
They've got Doom again. They don't have Ravage for another 23 seconds.
They see Costabile, though. He's under a ward. This is such a big kill if they can get him. And looks like they're going to be able to. Tinker going to go ahead and bots into the bottom tower. They smoke right away from the Zoomers. They know the reincarnation is here to help him. Gunner, he's got to be careful. He cannot afford to go down. They're just laying in the damage, but goodbye, Wraith King. Just absolutely melted. Gardic's going to go down next. The question is, can you continue the chase here? El Nisho hiding in the trees. They don't see him quite yet. Ping's coming through. Gush comes out. They found him, the Lion. He's got a blink, though. Making it out to the bottom tree line.
We're gonna catch them.
Oh, Gunner!
Oh my god, he
jumps right on top of him, and he's in a terrible spot. Not where you want to be. The Doom comes out. There's gonna be the Ravage. They will be able to finish off the Lion, but a terrible trade.
Oh no, 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 no.
And Vitali getting burned down by this Phantom Lancer. Goodbye, Moo. He is gonna have buyback. Gunner, he's gonna have these bots. He's coming back into fight. He wants to get these kills. Timbersaw, a big find. He gets number one. Z-Freak taken down by RDO. Analog still here. Gunner hiding in the trees. He gets the blink out. He's going to be able to continue doing this. The vision being provided by Moo. They're going one after another.
Managed to turn this one around at the very tail end of that. Oh my god. Gunner, that was a risky play. Almost gets caught out. The blink dagger coming out just in time. Threaded the needle in that play, but still pretty unfortunate that he ended up walking exactly where went into like the flying ground vision around the hero of the Lion, so he knew exactly where he was. Got the hex off on him, died, started that team fight. Golden XP swing actually did go the way of 4 Zoomers, but if you lose your Tinker again, it's gonna be pretty easy for them to walk up high ground here on Hokori.
Absolutely, and the other thing, PL still hasn't died this game. I mean, he's 6-0, and I don't see this changing for a while. He is so dang tanky. Your only source of damage onto him is going to be this this Tinker.
Thought about committing onto the Wraith King there, but he realized 2 of my allies still dead, so he turned around on RDO. I'm not sure who the Doom hit in that last. He got the Tinker just as he went down, right?
Yeah, so he doomed him in the tree line where he like had blinked right on top of the Lion.
I don't think that was like the optimal Doom in that fight, because I think he was going to go down anyways.
They're ready to push the mid-tier 2 tower here. Z-Freak. Pretty scary if you find someone with a hook shot, but they've got plenty of Force Staffs now, right? You have Doppelganger on the Phantom Lancer. Ogre actually still doesn't have his Force Staff. He has not really gained any money for quite a while.
He built a fire shield.
Oh, is that what he did? He went for the shard? I was like, where is his net worth? Okay.
Yeah. Because that's not right. He definitely had more money than that a while ago. It'd be crazy if he made 0 net worth in the last like 10 minutes. But yeah, he's gone for this. I'm not crazy about it this game. I think it's okay against like Sven and whatnot.
It's good against like large instance damage dealers, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of okay against the Shrinker, but if it bounces to everybody, it's not doing too much. And not to mention, it always is going to give away which one of RDO is real.
Wait, does it actually apply to spells as well? I thought it was only like physical attacks.
I think it applies to spells as well.
Okay.
The attack on survival. Oh no, you might be right.
Arcane Rune there, picked up by Gunner. That's going to be huge for the next fight. And he's on his way to the Shiva's Guard. Speaking of Shiva's Guards, Analog has his on his way to the Refresher. Is Moo doing the same thing, the Refresher build? He's going Lincolns. Okay. I mean, it's a great Lincolns game. We see this, you know, pretty much every time you see a Doom in the game, you're going to go for the Lincoln Sphere. But there's a lot of different ways of popping it, specifically just the mana drain from El Misho.
Yeah, he's going to be spamming that out to get rid of get the Lincolns off a lot of these targets. And he's going to be kind of annoying to deal with as well once he gets himself his Aghanim Shard. He's got that queued up after his Glimmer Cave. Smoking up now. I think they probably want to move up to the top lane and start getting more vision up around the Roche Pit here. It's pretty dark around the Roche Pit for the Dire at the moment. So, given that it's going to respawn the next minute or so, this is the time that you start to plant wards.
Doom already TPing out El Misho, just sitting in the trees. Z-Freak, he's got a jetpack in a second. It's going to give him the flying vision, and he sees him. Hookshot comes through. Right on the money. A really good scouting tool there for the Zoomers, and it's going to net him a kill.
That's one of the biggest strengths of the jetpack is the flying vision, always being able to catch people out in the trees.
You just don't expect it, man. You're just like, oh, I don't see anyone, but then there's just a clockwork with 1,000 flying vision. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah. So, he's probably be a little bit more careful after that death there. But again, things have slowed down a little bit. Hokori less willing to take a fight. I think Force Humans have a little bit of advantage when they do complete the Seaver's Guard on Gunner. It's going to really reduce the healing of, you know, the Timbersaw, the Phantom Lancer who's got his heart. Well, the survivability won't be the same in these team fights once that one's completed. I don't think anybody on For Zoomer is going to be picking up a Scotty, unfortunately. But with the Spirit Vessel, with the Shiva's Guard, I think that's more than enough.
Z-Freak flying in, finds the Doom, but can they finish him off in time? The big Ravage comes in. That's the big kill. They got him. They take him down. RDO takes down Z-Freak. The buyback in, though. El Misho, he's managed to find the Tinker. Gunner, he needs help. He's got to get out of here, but he doesn't get the chance. El Misho with the perfect target. He takes him down. That's the tieback. Now Husky in trouble, as well as Moo. Just getting beat down here. It's all the damage that's needed, and boy, things just fell right apart for the Zoomers there.
Yeah, Tinker down for 90 seconds here. I think they're going to use this opportunity to run down the mid lane. They have, on the Dire side, a Creeped side, the Roche Pit, trying to scout this respawn out. But if they go over here, they're going to end up wasting their time. It's not for another minute and 30 seconds. So I think they could try to take a Rax off for this one. Enchantress and Clockwork can kind of stall, but I think without the Titan, they're spamming out the Gosh or Tinker sitting on the high ground, spamming out rockets and this laser here. They can't do anything, so first barracks of the game is going to go down here. We talked about that. That was like the bad part of Tinker buying back to win that team fight down there in the bottom lane. Wait, no, what are you doing, PL?
They're going bottom to kill Wraith King. He's doomed up, but he can still BKB TP after this.
Oh my god, no. They could have taken the Rax. They could have taken the Rax.
Well, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yes, they
They
could
got
have.
nothing out of that. They baited the entire team. That was such a sick play by Costa Bile, but definitely a miscall by Hokori.
And Analog's Doom is on cooldown. He doesn't have the Refresher, which means it's not up for the next fight. I mean, the last fight, he had to buy back because they bursted him. If that happens again, you're in shambles.
You're in the same place at 4 Zoomers, Zoom with the Tinker dead, and they're not going to be so kind with you to make that kind of mistake. I mean, you can see from the all chat lines that they just dropped. They knew they messed up. They could have taken that Rax there. The lanes would have shoved in. The game would have been a lot harder for 4 Zoomers, but Zoomers, they get to stay in this one now. Now, looks like the next major fight we see is going to be around this pit. Roshan going to respawn
Right now.
and now, yeah.
They get the scan off, and Hokori, they don't think it's up, but Costa Bile is going to be the one that scouts it. If they can Zerg this, it would be huge, but they want to go right up onto the high ground, it seems. Vitali They're gonna find him. The Wraithfire Blast comes out. Moo, he's got the Ravage. No, he gets caught by on the backside. Moo, he's gotta get this off, but they managed to take down the Timbersaw. Anyway, Analog BKB expiring. He's all alone. The Ravage comes out. They managed to find RDO as well if they can finish him off. It's a huge win for the Zoomers, but a big figure death comes out. Clockwork gonna fall. Gunner looking to take down RDO, just blinking right in with the Shiva's guards, finding him. No buyback. 2 heroes dead. Gunner is not done. This man feeling so strong on this Tinker, knowing that this Doom is not available.
Yeah, just diving way too deep, and the Ravage was still up. No Doom available. The Gunner's able to sit on top of these heroes, and he couldn't get past the enemy heroes to get on top of the Tinker in this fight on Almisho. The positioning made it just way too difficult there. The Wraith King ended up just wailing away at people as well because you actually have the disables off in that team fight. But I think this all comes down to that mistake that you made. You don't have buyback on the Doom. You didn't have Doom available, and they still have Ravage up, and you try to take that fight around the Roche pit.
Gunner, he just doesn't care bottom. He's got this defensive matrix to keep himself in it, and the burst damage not going to be enough to actually find the kill there onto the Ogre. But who's going to take the shard here, you think? I mean, Tinker's is pretty good, right? Like, just having the march again?
Yeah, I mean, he's spamming off his builds, he's going through a lot of mana, but I feel like it's probably their best option.
Either that, or you just give it to the Enchantress to have the permanent regen. I don't think Tidehunters is... Oh, he does take it. I was like, I don't know if Tidehunters is actually worth it, because he's not going to be the one hitting buildings, but... I guess it's good against the Phantom Lancer illusions.
Yeah, if we've got the mana. Yeah, she's on the other foot now. Catapults willingly at this tower. They will end up taking them out with the fortify, but they've got no business winning right now.
Wait a minute, they're gonna find Elmisho. Z-Freak comes in with a hook shot, grabs him, and Tinker, he's coming in. Elmisho able to keep himself alive for the moment. Analog, he's looking for Gunner. The Ravage comes out with the Doom instead. Onto the Tinker, he needs help. The rest of the team trying to close the gap as RDO will get on top of him, and Gunner goes down again without buyback. Kostabile here alone in the middle of these heroes. He's gonna have to find and do some heavy lifting here, but RDO is plenty healthy as Kostabile. They don't care. They're just gonna leave him be. Z-Freak trying to fly away, and he's gonna be able to do it. Kostabile. Reincarnation goes down. Husky dealing a lot of damage here on the Enchantress. Buyback in from Elmisho. Move falling low. Kostabile trying to get this kill here onto the Timbersaw. They just can't do it. He just walks away. Wraithfire Blast is there, stunning him instead. They're just falling one by one. The Phantom Lancer is just way too much. Buyback in from this Clockwork. Kostabile realizes he just needs to bail.
They got lucky with that one on the Wraith King. None of those ignites ended up hitting the Wraith King on his way out. There was no movement slow for him, but buying back on several heroes there. Elmisho, he kind of had to come back into that one. The fact that he got the disables off in the Tinker and blew him up, and the Tinker didn't have buyback, I think it was crucial that fight. If Tinker comes back in, there is no way that PL is able to run train like he just did. And now he's going high ground again. He's not going to make the mistake that he did last time and go back and try to push out a lane for God knows what reason. So at the very least, he'll be able to take this tier 3 tower. Trips will be in 15 seconds, so I think he'll be able to get the barracks here as well.
To go and hex up Wraith King. Obviously, Reincarnation is still available. Clockwork looking to go in himself. Tinker up in just a few seconds. That would be a time to push, but they're just going to go ahead and let that melee barracks fall. First one of the game to go down here, and it's on the side of 4 Zoomers.
Could have gotten it last time, but you know, what can you do? Take his easier to push other lanes. Yeah, he doesn't have much of the machines even still. I guess he just figures, okay, I'm throwing out these waves fast enough with just my laser by itself. I don't need another ability to worry about. Too many buttons, man.
So it is a lot of buttons. And the other thing is like it can cancel blink daggers, which is really nice, but it will just slow down your mobility because it's a second, you know, spell cast before you blink.
Yep.
So I can understand it. Smoke up here from the side of Hokori. They still have another minute left on this Aegis if they can put it to good use here for the Zoomers, but it is not an easy task. Take a look at the buyback status here. A lot are still on cooldown. And we saw 3 get blown in the last fight. Doom's about to come off cooldown, but he's still pretty short on the gold. Gardic, 4 staffs for a ward drop, and just gonna get stunned up for the moment. Instantly dewarded. Gardic, gotta be careful. There's the Ravage. Connects onto 2. He goes down right away. Vitali gonna make it out though. Moo does have the refresher, not opting to commit it. There he will. He'll drop it now. He's on his way to a Lincoln Sphere.
I mean, I think he needs the Lincoln Sphere for mana regen just as much as he needs it to block these dooms. But they're afraid to commit forward. They know that Moo does have a second Ravage. They still don't. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're going to be able to chase him up that hill there. They're just going to continue to. Yes, here. Wraith King's age is about to expire. Another 10 seconds. At that point, they might feel confident enough to take a fight on Hokori. But again, the later this goes, the more slaughter this PL is going to be. He can still upgrade his boots. He can still get himself, upgrade his Basher into an Abyssal Blade. And work on getting the last of these tier 4 items.
I mean, this wouldn't be like a bad Blink Dagger game, honestly, for Phantom Lancer.
So get on top of the tick. I mean, it's difficult because the Wraith King's got a Radiance this game, right?
Yeah.
You're getting kind of controlled up. That's one of the other reasons that the Radiance is fairly nice. Like, the Phantom Lancer is always going to be ticking down. Doesn't get to...
Yeah, he's on the way to the Abyssal, which is really sick. He could still go for, like, the Octarine build after that, which gives you a lot of, like, poking potential, and the Lance spam is quite good, especially since he has the shard already. Smoked up here on the side of Hokori. Gunner, does he just have... Okay, yeah, I was like, he probably just has ninja gear. He does indeed. Speaking of jungle items, let's take a look here. What do we got? Phantom Lancer's got a Trickster Cloak. That's very good. I think Wraith King has one himself.
PL just found a new static cap. They're going to pass it to Tinker, probably.
Wait, no, not Tinker. PL's only on the team. They can't give that to Tinker.
Oh, whoops.
They have it on Doom.
Yeah, static cap on Doom now. I'm not sure that'll
Bottom lane, tower taking a lot of damage. Z-Freak just off the mark with that hook shot. Well done by El Misho to dodge that one out.
They can chase the
Phantom Lancer wants to go in. Z-Freak drops a nice cogs there. But a lot of damage coming in from Vitali. He just almost blows him up completely, but they managed to find the Tide under. He's just dead. The first Doom comes through to do it, and Analog trying to find a target for the second one. Not going to get as lucky though as Moo. He's back into the fight to be able to stun up the Timbersaw. Vitali, he's going to go down, but can they actually get these kills? Costa Bile out of health, out of mana, but Gunner, he's just sitting up on the high ground. He's fine.
His first life from the Phantom Lancer, but Moo.
They don't have buyback on Doom or Timbersaw. This is a huge opening for the Zoomers. The refresh there comes out from the Tide Hunter. He's going to have the mana in just a moment for a second Ravage.
Yeah, Gunner passed him the bottle, so he's able to bottle up. And here it is. If you go in here on RDO, you're gonna get hit by the second Ravage. How much longer on Timbersaw? I mean, completely bought now before he went down there and didn't buy back, even though it's off of cooldown. He didn't get his Midas off before he died. It looks like a Rack's gonna go down here. I'm not sure he's got enough chip without like the Octarine core like you were talking about.
Costa Bile doesn't have reincarnation, but Z-Freak, he finds El Misho. There's the Ravage. They take down Lion on dieback. Ogre gonna join him in the grave. 90 seconds, no buybacks. 4 years are dead. They're going straight for the tier 4s, Neph. They want to close this one out. Costa Bile, careful, sir. He pops the BKB. He's almost dead. He's got that reincarnation in a few seconds, but that would have been a rough death.
Yeah, reincarnation back up. I think RDO didn't time it. Otherwise, I think he would have gone in for that, try to get the kill. But he doesn't have buyback available himself either.
Missile Blade out onto the clockwork. RDO gets his first kill. Fortification as well. Can he solo carry it? It looks like he can. He takes down 2. The Phantom Lancer doing work. Do they have the detection? They do indeed. RDO, can he make it back to the fountain? Doppelganger's up to the high ground. He is safe for now.
Timbersaw's up in a second.
And Doom, he comes in. He's got it available, trying to take down the Wraith King. That's a big one. Costa Bile not going to be able to make it out of here this time. Does have the buyback. Tier 4s are down, but they didn't get a single lane of barracks, Neph.
They've opened up the Ancient, though, so if you make a misplay again, you will just lose that game. They came so close there. Everyone was down, but the PL He was too difficult to control up. He's too tanky. He's got the heart. He's got an abyssal blade. He's got a trickster cloak as well. He's not easy to take apart. This game suddenly got very stressful for Hokori. They felt fine just moments ago. Now they're going to be trying to run down the mid lane themselves. Wraith King, I mean, that guy definitely has buyback. And they got to know it too. They didn't see him pick up any items recently. But still, Vitaly, he's going to try to force something here. They're shoving in the mid lane. The rest of the team, I think they want to set up around the Roche pit. It's going to be, what? Like 2-minute Roche respawn time. There's another 40 seconds left. But now, I mean, Gunner's been putting in a ton of work this game. The man spamming things out, being able to hit on the backside. El Misha is basically the only one who's managed to find ways to get on top of him. And they get more careful with every death that Gunner has, it feels like. Getting on top of him again is not going to be easy. It's even more tricky with him, like with this ninja gear that he keeps spamming.
Yeah,
to this.
Absolutely. The ninja gear has actually helped him out quite a bit. They just don't see him. He's just able to keep himself hidden off the map.
Yeah, they're not sure exactly where he is, so jumping him becomes a little bit more difficult.
It's working.
DD ruined right outside the Roche pit. This is big for Hokori.
And it's got an Aghanim Scepter on it as well, so they probably give it to the Doom. Increased duration and break. I don't think anyone else is really that value. Timbersaw already has his. Player
PL's
comes
not
in
over here,
though.
so he's not able to take the Roche. I don't know why PL's in the bottom lane, I'm gonna be honest with you.
He had just TP'd. I think they had just scouted Roche and it wasn't there and he TP'd. Oh, goes to Bile. They take the double damage there on the Doom, but they find Vitaly. The Ravage comes out, they connect onto him. He gets the refresher off Timbersaw. He goes down with the Doom. It's out on the Tinker. He needs to get out of here. The refresher comes out. Analog, he's got a second one waiting to use it, and El Misho on the high ground knows exactly where he's gonna be. He's got Gunner's number. RDO trying to close the gap. The Hex comes out. Doppelganger on over. He goes down. Buyback available. Ravage onto the Doom. The second one of the game. Now goes to Bile, able to trade, takes him down. There's the reincarnation. Gunner, he's back into the fight backside. He's in. Z-Freak comes in, trying to get on top of El Misha, but goes to Bile. He needs help. He can't afford to go down. Buybacks in as well. RDO still alive. 4 buybacks again. They're ready to go. This fight doesn't stop Gunner. Can he afford to... He gets out for the moment, just constantly blinking back and forth, but Moo taken down here by RDO. They managed to get on top of the Clockwork as well. That's going to be the first dieback. Husky, he's alone. Got to be careful. He's going to need help.
Yeah, Gunner manages to stay away from the enemy heroes there. No one was able to get on top of him. He tried a couple of times. The PL, he couldn't quite land the Spirit Lance, but now Ultra Kill going the way of the PL. He wants to keep going, but he's not going to be able to get on top of any of these targets. The Tinker is way too far back, and we have to turn their eyes towards the Roshan here. That fight, this PL has become a massive problem. The Wraith King just saying, oh,
BKB jump in, they take down Lion, but the Doom, it catches Tinker up on the high ground. He cannot afford to go down an RDO. He's stuck below, but it doesn't matter. They get the kill. That's a dieback on both cores. Moo gonna join him. All of the Zoomers crumbling here. 48 minutes into the game. What was that, neph?
That was a desperation play. I think maybe they figure, okay, we'll just run it though and take the fight. I don't understand why they thought they could go for that kill there. Maybe they thought they'd just lose if they gave up the Roshan there, but they end up losing regardless. They lose everybody from sitting up on the high ground. There's no way you're going to be able to get out of that one once you're up there. I'm not sure you were thinking. PL, it is so easy for him to maneuver around those cliffs. You can't do that kind of outplay against them. So Corey, they end up taking game number 1 here against 4 Zoomers who are previously sitting 4-0-1 at the top of the groups. Against Corey, they bleed. I didn't really know what I was watching towards the end there. It really just felt like a desperation play to me. Like by the time Gunner was hard committed, I think maybe they didn't realize that the refresher completed on Doom or something like that.
No, they saw him use it in the last fight. That was just maybe they forgot it was available or something, and they could just like blow up El Misho and get out. But Analog was right nearby and gets the Doom out. And at that point, Tinker diebacking, that's just game. There's nothing you can do at that point. Costa Bile, did what he could, but this is exactly what we said. Phantom Lancer, it's a free game for him. He finishes 21-10, 37,000 net worth. Like Costa Bile, you can't give the guy these types of games.
I mean,
or RDO, sorry, yeah. You can't give RDO these types of games.
Yeah. RDO, I mean, he popped off the fan bun, so we figured it was going to be a problem when we saw this draft. Like, they kind of drafted themselves into a corner. They needed an amazing last pick. Gunnar did a fantastic job, but El Micho did, just as good getting on top of him in a lot of these team fights, stopping Gunnar from really having a game.
Yeah, every single one of Tinker's deaths this game seemed to be almost a direct result of El Micho. I mean, we saw multiple times mid lane, in the jungle, top lane, like every single time El Micho is just hunting for Tinker to show himself for a moment, and it pretty much won them the game. Like, to be frank, like it really did. This Tinker, going down so many times, 7 deaths on a Tinker is you can't really afford to have that happen.
Yeah, and once they banned out like the Leshrac, clearing this PL and his illusions became way too difficult. They got him that one time with the Ravage, but outside of that, there was just no solution for him. So now kudos to Hokori for winning game number 1, but Four Zoomers do have a shot at revenge here.
They do, yeah. It is a best of 2, obviously. We're still in the group stage here, so we're going to go to a small break, everyone. Stay tuned for more here on the BTS Pro Series Season number 9. Enjoy some tunes.